Nick says that a woman like you should have just, after high school, focused on being a mother. You're 30.
Yeah.
You're accomplished. You went to college. You're gorgeous. You're smart. You're intelligent. You're going to make a great wife someday.
Adam is so thirsty. Oh my gosh. Dude, they're not gonna bang you. Maybe they will, maybe they will. Most girls are whores, but seriously, I actually think all women are whores unless they're virgins and until they're married, like literally. This is part 2 to Nick Fuentes on this panel from Adam Sosnick. And this is Adam Sosnick's canceled show. We like to make fun of Adam here, so comment down below something to make fun of Adam, but don't bully, like, you know, being good fun. But oh my gosh, Nick just triggers this so-called conservative feminist. She's one of those covert feminists, and let's just get straight into it because it's good. It's muy bien.
Later, but you're on your own time frame. Why is Nick wrong that you're actually a happy, healthy, beautiful person and you're living your life that you want to live?
Yeah, well, first talk about just briefly, you know, my grandmother never made it past 3rd grade. She came from Guatemala, and for her, you know, the fact that she could never learn and even read or write to a substantial amount was really personal to her, because with education, that provided freedom. You know, education is something that can never be taken away from you.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let me just back this up for a second. Women in freedom. What do women do when they have freedom? Oh yeah, just look at the sexual revolution. They become whores. They want to show their tits. They want to show their ass. Today they're doing OnlyFans or OF. I don't know if I can say this on YouTube. Crapola. But yeah, freedom doesn't look so great on women. But, you know, leftists and feminists love to claim that freedom for women is so empowering. And again, what's empowering for women according to these psychopaths? Being a sex object, but then complaining when men treat them like sex objects? Yeah, women, quite frankly, don't know what they want, me included. I'm constantly indecisive. We don't know. That's why freedom is detrimental to bitches. Okay, you heard it here first, folks. And I heard it first from my husband. Love him. Shout out Josiah.
Is this your mother or your grandmother?
My grandmother.
Okay.
And
what about your mother?
For her, her, it was so important that her children were educated, because she knew that education equaled freedom. It meant that something could never take that away from you, man or woman. And so when my mom and my grandmother came from Guatemala to the United States, you know, my mother...
I'm sorry, I know, I'm pausing a lot, but women are so delusional. Freedom meant that, oh, not even a man could take it away from you. Okay, but if a man really wanted to, he could, okay? So shut up.
Worked 3 jobs to come here, learned English at night, to be educated, to be a woman of worth. And that really mattered. She ended up being a teacher and really being able to be somebody. And, you know, I find that really offensive that you don't believe that women should have the education or the freedom, because there are a lot of women who would do anything to be able to read a book.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, isn't it funny how women, like mothers, will literally put their kids in daycare or have someone else raise their kids and then go, like, their career is being a teacher. So they would rather spend their time getting paid to teach other people's kids than being at home teaching their own kids? Yeah, it seems like your priorities are all out of whack. I remember Clarence Thomas in, I don't know, a movie about him, a documentary, whatever. He said his grandfather was so smart because he was illiterate and couldn't be corrupted by all these left-wing feminist theories. So I think that applies to women. And honestly, I really do believe that women should only read a cookbook, and preferably audio version. Why do women need to read? Don't corrupt their very indecisive, malleable, retarded minds. Okay, and I'm speaking for myself too. Seriously. Sometimes my husband's like, bitch, how do we get you illiterate? I'm just kidding. By the way, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, help boost the video in the algorithm. We'll get back to it.
And you laugh, but it's sad.
Women can't read? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying that there are women in some countries that can't read. And when you undermine...
Nobody's saying they shouldn't have literacy. Well, but it's a question of, should they have secondary education? Should they pursue a degree? And when you say education is freedom, I went to school for 2 semesters before I dropped out. I went to school with a girl who borrowed her entire tuition for 4 years, getting an IR degree, $200,000 in debt for an IR degree, for a liberal arts degree. Is that freedom? Am I buying a lot of freedom?
But Nick,
of
isn't that anecdotal? Because I know a ton of dudes in student loan debt as well. They're doing nothing with their life.
That's an example.
This is why most people should not go to college. I talk about this all the time. Nick says it too. But college is largely a waste of time and money, and especially for parents sending their daughters to college. You're really paying for your daughter to get ran through by a lot of men and frat boys and whatever, and just devalue them. Devalue. And back to the point about what this so-called conservative feminist said is, she makes the claim that value for a woman means getting an education. Men don't value a very educated woman, okay? They value a submissive, pure, feminine woman. You don't need to be the boss babe that's going to boss him around because you think you know best and you're so educated, okay? No, that's probably a man's worst nightmare unless he's a soy boy cuck bitch, but I digress.
But you agree,
But
though.
there's millions of guys and girls with useless degrees.
Don't they have the freedom to make the mistake? I mean, I think that is part of the American
Totally.
way. They have the freedom to make the mistake.
Yeah, and nobody's saying nobody has the freedom to go to college or something like that. But the point is, on the statement specifically that education equals freedom, I don't necessarily buy that getting a college degree is the ticket that it used to be. So
No,
everyone
that's
needs to go to
definitely true.
college to get freedom.
I
I don't
agree
know
with
that.
that,
true,
but
yeah.
then why are you saying that women in particular shouldn't go to college
why.
and they should be... Look, no.
why.
Let me explain. I think also
Okay.
too that women can have it all, and I think this
No.
No, they
construct
can't.
of
Nope.
you have to choose this career, you have to choose to be going to college over having a family. I'd love to have a family one day. I'd love to be married someday, and I think you can have it all. And I don't think that you have to choose between this lifestyle of either or. I
Nick,
think
why do you
that-
say that women can't have it all? And then I'm going to come to you, Amy, and then I'm going to come to you, Nima. I promise.
It's impossible.
Can't have it all because the clock's ticking. And, you're 30, and I don't mean it to get personal, but of course, women, there's an age after which they can't have kids. There's an age after which it's much more difficult for them to have kids. That's just biology.
I've been out
And
of
so,
college
hang
for
on,
10
I
years.
let you finish. I know you want to rip my face off, but I let you
You
finish.
look it.
And so the point is that when women go to college full-time or they have a full-time job, they can't be a mother because a mother is a full-time job. So that means that if they are having kids, guess who's not around for 8 hours during the day? Where do they put the baby for 8 hours during the day? Do they just stuff them in a box somewhere? Got to send them to daycare. Somebody has to take care of the kids. Just because you're the one that's not doing it doesn't mean it's not a full-time job. So, no, you cannot have it all without making sacrifices. And the problem is, working women will have a kid. They'll prioritize their career. This is what happens in many cases. And who is the one who is forced to pay the price? Who for this sacrifice in time? It's the kid. It's the kid that doesn't have the mother for those 8 hours a day when their mom's at work. It's the kid who mom can't go to the game. Mom can't pick you up when you're sick from school. Mom can't do X, Y, and Z. So actually, we have a short life. We have to make decisions in time. Nobody can have everything of everything. Nobody can have it all. We have to make decisions, which means sacrifice. And the problem that is going on, if women want to work their whole life and never have kids, I don't think that's good for them. I don't think that's fulfilling. But worse still is you have women that are promiscuous, which is a mortal sin. They'll wind up having kids, often become a single mom. And even if they're not, the kids wind up in daycare. And the point is it's just a very selfish lifestyle. People should put their family first.
Amy, let
That's
me
the
ask
most
you.
important
Let me
job.
ask you.
Yeah, women cannot have it all. No one can have it all. And my husband always tells me, your job as a wife and a mother comes first above all. Okay, so if the dishes aren't done and you're filming, that doesn't make sense because you're not the breadwinner. I make the money, my husband being I. So, and she's just, she claims to be conservative, but this is what I mean when so many conservative women are actually feminists, because she thinks that, men and women, they're not the same. When it comes to the trans issue, which obviously, if you don't have the same genitalia, you're not the same gender. That should be like the most basic point of view that we all can agree on, because it's not even a point of view. It's actual facts. It's #facts, bitch, okay? But when it comes to, I want to be a career woman and I can do it all. Really, you think you can have the same career and like put as much into a career as a man does, even though that mothers are the primary caretakers of children. So you think you could do a man's job plus a female's job? So delusional, but I would not expect anything less from a conservative feminist. Actually, the conservative feminists are my least favorite type of feminist, because at least a girl that chops her hair off and has hairier armpits than every man that you've ever seen in your life combined, at least you know exactly what you're getting, or everyone can see it's a left-wing feminist, right? But so many people are fooled by these so-called conservative actual feminists, and I've been calling them out for so long now, and they all hate my guts, and I would too if I were them.
You're saying that in regards to women working, did you go to college, Amy?
Yeah, I have my associates in justice and legal. I dropped
Okay.
out. But I agree with you to some degree. But
Hey, I'm also part of the dropout of college club. Hello, we should start a club. Seriously.
I don't think anyone can really have it all. It's only the top 1%, someone exceptional in any field, to really have it all. So yes, you can, but will everybody? No, it's unlikely. So I understand both sides of the arguments. I think if a woman really wants to do it and she can make that happen, but you're absolutely correct. That is not going to come without sacrifice. And I don't think you can put 100% into both things. You can be all in on something, but like you can be all in on multiple things, but that means that one thing at a time, you have to be giving 100% of your focus to that thing. So that is going to be time away from your children. That is going to have some type of an impact on them. So I think that this is something to certainly keep in mind when we are trying to talk about the traditional values that we want to reinstill in society, but that doesn't necessarily mean we have to legislate it or anything like that, which you said. You never even said that in the first place.
Are you like, what are you doing to sort of reinforce? You're 28, smart, attractive. Same, you guys are the same people. Smart, attractive, late 20s, early 30s. No.
Dude, Adam is so thirsty. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You are hot, pretty, great wife material. Dude, they're not gonna bang you. Maybe they will, maybe they will. Most girls are whores, but seriously, I actually think all women are whores unless they're virgins and until they're married. Like literally. Anyways.
Man,
I
no
digress.
kids, tons of people in your DMs.
Oh my gosh. Like, shut up, Adam. This is so cringe. He never helps his case. You know, I get why this show was canceled. Seriously.
There's Nick, who's basically like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you could sum up in one sentence your advice for them, what would it be?
Don't go to school. Have kids. Stop having sex. Have kids with your husband.
Okay.
I mean,
and
for
you
me, my
mentioned
mom-
And as my husband famously said, sex without procreation is gay sex. He literally said that. It went viral. I'll insert a clip here.
that being promiscuous is a mortal sin.
Yeah, it's
Is that sex before marriage?
Yeah.
So what happens then?
For both
Go to
men and
hell.
women.
So they're going to hell.
If they don't repent, yeah.
So all they have to do is do what?
They have to go to
Repent.
confession. Yeah,
Okay.
and say,
Confession.
I'm sorry.
So
Everybody's-
do you firmly believe that, let's say these two girls who have had sex out of wedlock will go to hell?
Well, I mean, the Catholic position is we don't know who goes to heaven, but we do believe that adultery is a mortal sin. Premarital sex is a mortal sin, and mortal sins mean they're grave and with full consent,
Gotcha.
breaking the 10 Commandments.
So what's your advice to young Amy over here?
My advice
Yeah.
would be find a husband who's going to take care of you and love you and cherish you and have kids. And that's the most
And you know
beautiful
what?
thing.
That's actually
You know what? So many people want to demonize Nick, but that was such a nice thing to say. And he will point out, like, this isn't personal. He's very nice to people when he's in person with them. I've never met him, but I've heard that that's just how he is. And everyone likes to paint this terrible picture of him based off his persona online. Not that it's a persona, but they'll take him like making offensive jokes as if he's some evil person. But yet there's literally people like Netanyahu who are genociding people, but he's supposedly okay. It's just, hypocrisy is insane. I don't know how there's people that exist that don't see it, but I do, and I'm stupid because I'm a woman. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm a college dropout female, and even I can see this, okay? What's your excuse?
what I want. I got into a debate with Brendan Carter about this recently because I've been a person, like I've traveled, like I've moved
Are you a
across the
bean?
world, made a lot of money, I've done the things, and one thing I can strongly attest to is it never made me truly happy or fulfilled. You get the dopamine rush, but then with goals, it's always on to the next thing. Dopamine is highly, highly addictive. And so people have this end in mind where they're like, when I get here, I'll be happy, but then there's always something else that comes up. For women, in this debate, we actually brought up that the chemical of oxytocin is a chemical that can only be induced. It necessitates the presence of another person. You need to be giving to another person, you need to be pouring into them, providing value to them. And I think the easiest way to do that for a woman is through a family. So my mindset has completely changed. Completely changed on this recently.
Are you ready to quit your job?
Yeah, well, my goal is to get married and have kids. I mean, I just got out of a relationship, so I know I need to heal from that. I don't want to bring any of that into my next relationship. The next guy I'm with, I want that to be the person I'm with for the rest of my life. I want to have kids. I want a family. I want those traditional values. Nearly more than like anything, honestly.
You know, I'm happy to see her say that, you know what, I thought I wanted this lifestyle, but I was wrong. Here's what I want now. Better late than never. Better like at 28 years old than like 40, like most other boss babes. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who won the debate? Obviously, I think Nick won. And yeah, if you made it to the end of the video, make sure you comment an orange heart. It does boost the video in the algorithm, and I would greatly appreciate it. By the way, make sure you follow me on X. That's where I'm the most active on social media. I will have everything linked down below. And also, I got this clip up video from one of my new favorite YouTube channels, Women Propaganda. I will link their channel down below. Go check him out. Really cool guy. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.